Fred Vizard here. I'm here reporting from the Santa Rosa Golf and Beach Club so that you can get a full view of the beautiful ocean. And we're here talking to our Walton County representative from BP. His name is Nicholas Morlino, correct? And he's going to give us some good news. We're tired of bad news. So he's going to talk to us a little bit today about some positive things that are going on with BP. To get started, I just want to ask you, it seems like the cap is working.
The cap is working. We've effectively sealed the well, and now we are essentially doing what we call integrity tests, where we're monitoring the pressure that's building behind the cap. The pressure has stabilized and is increasing a few psi per hour, which is good news, which is what we expect. So the pressure readings that we're seeing are in line with a well that has integrity, and that's good news. So we plan to keep the well sealed until we're ready to effectively kill the well.
Okay, and to kill the well, that's using the relief well. Is that the solution to killing the well itself?
Exactly, that's right. So this is the ultimate fix. Will be essentially to replace the oil in the leaking well with heavy mud to balance the pressure from the formation, so that we can stabilize the well and then put a cement plug on top of that to end it permanently. This catastrophe we've been having for the last 80 days.
Okay, well, it's the end of the beginning of the catastrophe. What are the next steps towards keeping the oil off of the beaches that has already leaked out, and where do we go from here?
Well, we're using three means essentially to try and prevent the oil from reaching the shorelines. So the three methods that we're using are one, mechanical, so we're skimming the oil on the surface. We're using booms and sorbent to prevent the oil from reaching the shoreline. Second, we've been conducting in situ fire of the oil in the offshore region. And third, we've been using dispersants to disperse the oil and prevent it from reaching the shoreline. So that's what we're doing offshore, close to the well location. What we're doing in the nearshore region is also utilizing boom and sorbent, and we also utilize a fleet of vessels of opportunity. So, for example, in the Okaloosa, Walton County area, we have a fleet of 78 vessels that essentially were former fishermen or charter boats that we are employing to help in skimming the oil or doing a recon mission to help spot the oil and then dispatch a skimmer that can then skim the oil.
Okay, well, these all sound like good things. What can you tell us that we're not getting on the national media, on the news that's taking crazy steps to, just put a damper on everything? What can you tell us that's positive that's going on?
Well, a positive development for the county is that we are now managing operations from the county. So we have developed what is called a branch structure, where instead of managing the operation from Mobile, Alabama, we are now managing the operations from Okaloosa and Walton County. So, for example, the Vessels of Opportunity program, the booming of sensitive areas, and the daily number of workers on the beach that we dispatch is now managed locally. So that allows us to be a lot more responsive to potential cargoes reaching the shore, and that also allows us to have the right number of resources deployed.
Right, and I saw recently in a memo that came out from Walton County and Sheriff Atkins that the number of workers are now reduced on the beach because we don't need as many, which has been a big concern locally, that there were way too many workers that we didn't really need, so they need to be deployed somewhere else. So that's just come out, that the number has been reduced, so that's part of the local, taking care of business is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we want to have the right amount of resources on the beach, and we want those resources to be commensurate with the level of threat that we're seeing. So at the moment, we're not seeing any tarball impact on the South Walton beaches, and where we do see impact, it is minimal. We have less than 1% land coverage today, July the 20th. So As of today, we have 600 workers on the beach, which is a step down from a maximum of 2,000 workers.
Which were just here just within the last week, so.
Correct.
Okay. Well, and there's something I want to also put out there and dispel rumors about, which we talked about earlier, that these workers are coming in from North Carolina and places like that. Every single worker who is on our beaches is from Florida.
Our policy, BP's policy, is to employ Floridians in Florida. So contractors have been informed of this policy. Where they're not respecting the policy, we're taking actions to end that. Effectively, we want Floridians worker on Floridians beaches, and as much as possible, we want county workers on the
right, local workers. And you told me earlier that they did really try to hire local workers, and that it's not as easy as you think it might be. Not everybody wants to go out there and actually do the hard work, although there are a lot of people who do. So everybody who does, keep trying to do it and keep working with them. Your contractors will hire them if they're eligible.
Right. I mean, actually, at the moment, we feel that we have enough workers that have been recruited by those contractors to face even the worst conditions that we could have on the beaches here. So we've stepped down our recruiting efforts,
right,
and we are just concentrating on having the right resources deployed at the right time.
Okay, that's terrific. All right, let's talk a little bit about filing a claim. I know everybody wants to talk about this. So, first of all, what is the procedure?
Well, the procedure to file a claim is very simple. I mean, the first step is to call the 1-800 number, which is the one number you need to call if you want to file a claim. The number is 1-800-440-0858. Once you call this number, you'll be issued a claimant identification number. Once you have this number, you are then welcome to step into any of our claims offices. We have one per affected county, so there's a claims office in Walton County, and they'll essentially let you know the documentation that is needed. And from the time you step into the claims office, the average it has taken for claimants to receive payment, if their claims is verifiable, is 5 days. So we've been very proactive in making payment as fast as possible.
Okay, so you're trying to make it easy for folks to do that, to take care of this. This 5 days is a pretty good turnover. Now, you said really fileable. Are there certain things that are that they should know to carry in with them?
I mean, all you'll have to bring in the first visit is your claimant's identification number. You'll be assigned an adjuster then, and the adjuster will let you know what is the documentation that is needed to start processing the claims.
Okay, that's great. That's just so long as they know what to do for the first step and calling the number, which will be on the bottom of the screen. We can go from there. All right, Nicholas, tell us anything else you want to tell us. What is the word that BP wants to put out there right this minute?
Well, the word is, I mean, we want to be honest about the fact that this is clearly the worst oil spill in the United States history, but we've also managed to put together the largest response to an oil spill ever. Also want to say that as a company, we are sorry for what happened, and we want to make things right. And we will make things right, and we will be in the affected areas and in Walton County as long as it takes to make things right.
That's terrific. Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate your coming out.
Thank you.
And now you have the word from the mouth of the company. So any information that you need, call the number that he gave you earlier, which will be on the bottom of the screen, and we'll go from there. Remember, tell your friends, we're still here. It's beautiful, and they're working to keep it beautiful. So thanks for joining us.